Hello everybody, and thank you for tuning into my channel and watching another one of these videos where I talk about my CD collection. I haven't done this in over a year, I guess. I got a comment on one of the other videos asking me why I stopped doing these, and I honestly didn't think anybody was watching them. I mean, I get comments or likes every once in a while, but it wasn't something that I was doing for an audience. I just felt like I wanted to talk about my CD collection and go through it. And I hadn't done it in over a year because my schedule has kind of changed. There's a lot of things that have happened in life that, you kind of roll with, but I don't have as much time alone at home anymore. And I usually like doing these videos when I have time to myself. I feel inhibited if there's anybody else around. And the other reason was I didn't really know what to say about this next CD. The next CD is John Coltrane, Giant Steps. I didn't grow up listening to jazz. I didn't understand it. It was just something that I didn't have a lot of exposure to or understanding of. But I wanted to give it a chance, and I started to explore it. And I remember in 1993, I think it was, I opened Spin magazine, I think. It was either Spin or Rolling Stone, and they were talking about a church of John Coltrane, where the praise and worship aspect of the service was all John Coltrane's music. And I thought that was interesting, that, all these people would, sorry, I gotta stop clicking this CD, that all these people would use his music as their spiritual, form of worship. And as I got reading more and more about John Coltrane and how his music was his prayer, basically, that was his connection with God. And I thought that was really interesting, having grown up in a religious household and being really into music. So yeah, that had a profound impact on me. And so the first album I started with his was A Love Supreme, which I bought on CD. I don't have it anymore. I gave it to somebody, a friend of mine who was into jazz. I lent it to him. He really liked it, so I told him he could keep it, and I now have that on vinyl. But Giant Steps was one that I picked up at Value Village, and I've listened to it a handful of times. I mostly listen to CDs in the car, and I find that's not the best listening experience because you're concentrated on driving. You're not focused on the music. But I really enjoyed this one, and I was listening to it, and I realized, hey, I've heard this song before. Did the CD start over? But no, the album, most of the songs are on here twice, and with a different lineup. On some of the tracks, there's a different piano player, and on some of the tracks, there's a different drummer. But on all of the tracks, John Coltrane is playing tenor sax, and Paul Chambers is playing bass. So this one has the bonus tracks. They were alternate takes. And I really enjoyed it. I loved it, but again, I would like to listen to it here at home. I don't have a working CD player here in the house. I only have a working CD player in the van. And so I'd like to take the time to really properly listen to it and give it the time it deserves when I'm not driving. So that's another aspect of why I haven't been doing these videos. A lot of my routine has changed. I also, if you've been looking at the playlists that I've made on this channel, I used to do a playlist called The Wedge, which was an alternative rock video show that was on Much Music here in Canada. The channel is now gone, the show is gone, but during COVID I was making all these playlists, and I would stay up on a Friday night and watch these playlists with my dog sleeping next to me. And she has since passed away, and so, and the world's no longer in lockdown, so I don't make those playlists anymore. I keep feeling like I should get back to it. So basically life changes, and once in a while I hope to do more of these videos where I talk about CDs. I don't feel like I've really discussed Giant Steps enough. But I like hearing about it. If this album has had a connection with you, and there's anything that you want to say about it in the comments, I would love to read it. Why you love this album. Anyway, I'd like to thank you for paying attention, and I hope you have a great day.